Gary, thank you for your time as always. Just to start with, obviously the news of the Colchester game being postponed. Just what's your take on that?
We have to, obviously, the rules are rules, and Colchester have got 3 lads away on international duty, and they've exercised the right. The disappointing thing for us is it's another game to try and rearrange. That's the main thing, and it would probably look like going there on a Tuesday night, which you have to feel for our supporters a little bit on that front. We're all right. We can go down the day before and stay in a hotel. But like I say, there's nothing myself or John McGreal can do anything about it. You just get on with it.
Considering there was a lot of travelling to do in November,
anyways,
but do you try and look at it as a blessing in a way?
Yeah, well, I think, like you say, it depends when it gets rearranged and when it gets put back into the schedule. That's that'll be the blessing in disguise, if you like, if it's put in the calendar to suit us. But like you say, it's one less trip in November for the supporters as well.
Just looking at injuries at the moment, you mentioned after the Exeter game about Shea McCarthy.
Yeah.
How's he doing at the minute?
He won't be ready for this weekend. We're hopeful or we would have been hopeful for next weekend. And that's the other thing with the postponement of that game. It just gives 1 or 2 of us the opportunity to get a bit closer. Matty Palmer's doing ever so well, so he's delighted the game's off, because it's one more that hopefully he will fit them available for when it gets rearranged. So that's where we are, I think, with injuries. Jordan Gibson has come back in this week and trained, so that's the first time in a long time, so we're delighted that, like you say, we get him back into the squad. And I think, touch wood, that's it as we speak.
You look like Dylan Connolly obviously came back amongst the subs last week. Are you noticing that he's getting more and more fit now?
Yeah, definitely, and we're pleased that he's came back as quickly as what he has, because he's been fabulous for us ever since he's arrived, both on the pitch and off the pitch, and the relationship that he has, not just with the staff and the players, but the supporters as well. We're looking forward to him being involved at some point on Saturday.
With the continued development of Jake Reeves as well, how close do you feel he's getting to being a part of a matchday squad?
Yeah, no, he's working ever so hard. He's going in the right direction for sure, and hopefully we'll look at getting him involved very soon. How soon is very soon is the big question with him, because obviously you go day by day with him, but he's been brilliant ever since I've been here, if I'm being brutally honest.
I suppose you're looking at with 2 cup games coming up. Would
Yes.
they be either of them a possibility?
Maybe Saturday, possibly not. But we'll just see how like I say, how he's probably had. This week's probably been his toughest week, and we'll see how he goes at the end of the week, how he responds to that, before we kick on again.
This Saturday, FA Cup.
Yes.
How much do you look forward to being involved in the competition?
I'm getting old, aren't I? I love the FA Cup. I remember going and watching it as a kid, growing up, and then when you go into it yourself, especially on the management side. I think I said it in an interview recently. I have great memories of the FA Cup as a manager at Blackburn and Blackpool, and we've got to start again on Saturday and try and build memories, because that's what this competition does. It builds memories that stay with you for the rest of your life. This club knows it, with obviously the success it's had in different competitions, but also the FA Cup with the game at Chelsea.
And I know you look to try and use that as inspiration around the changing room with different pictures, etc. Yeah. Have you used that more in the build-up to this one with the players?
Not yet. Obviously, like you say, it's there in the dining room where the players eat breakfast and then lunch, as a reminder. And when we get closer to kick-off, it's like you say, in the team meetings, it'll be an opportunity to just remind them that hopefully this Saturday could be a chance for them to create some good memories for themselves as a group of players and the club in this competition, because obviously we're going to a League One team. They're the favourites, we're the underdogs, and we'll go and have a good go at it.
Sometimes I think a cup run can be undervalued by some. For you, what can it do for a club if you have a decent cup run?
Well, I think first and foremost, the obvious one for a football club is finances. In terms of getting through each round and hopefully, getting through to a game that captures the TV audience. That helps obviously generate more money for you. But the spirit, this club's already seen it from, like I say, over the years. It builds for the whole city, and that's massive. And obviously, then the spotlight then goes on the players, and it's a great opportunity for them to put performances on that, would then get people from higher leagues interested in them. And like I say, I don't have a problem with that at all. I think it's a better environment when you've got people striving to get better and striving to improve and striving to play as high as they possibly can, and you'd never hear any complaints from me on that. It's what I sort of like demand from them, and for them to be the best that they can be. And this competition just gives them that opportunity to just cast the net, if you like, a little bit wider for them in terms of who comes and watches them, or the attention that they could get.
For the involvement of those players, how difficult is it for you to strike the balance between a cup run and obviously we're looking to get promoted in the league?
I think you just go game by game. I know it's an old cliche, but that's what we have to do. The next game for us is Shrewsbury. We just focus on that, and obviously, with us all being competitive people, we want to win that game.
You mentioned already that Shrewsbury are a League One club.
Yes.
How nice is it to actually go into a game and not have as much expectation of being the favourite, I suppose?
Yeah, I had never thought of it like that, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, it is what it is in that sense, and we know within ourselves that we want to go there and put a performance on and be competitive as we have done all season, and that's what we've been saying to the players. Nothing changes for us in that sense. We want to go and be as competitive as the performances that we've shown throughout this year so far.
Finally, what kind of test are you expecting from Shrewsbury?
Tough one, yeah, tough one. They're a good team. They're well coached. They're well organised. They've got good players there. They've got players with know-how. David Edwards, and so a few others there that possess a threat going forward in Cummings and Worley, and there's a few others. So it's going to be a difficult game for sure, but one that we're really looking forward to, and hopefully the weather ceases and we can get there and get the game on.
Fingers crossed, thank you.
Thank you.
No, that's what I was going to say about the don't know if you know, but you obviously did double last season. City did over Shrewsbury, and they've only lost one of the last 8.
Yeah.
Is that ever a factor for you, like a good record against a club, or are you still?
I think you always have situations where you have clubs have good records against other teams or other grounds, for example, or a player will always score against a certain club. But I think in relation to last season, it'd be two completely different squads. And like I say, they're obviously a League One club this year, and we all know what happened to us.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say as well, actually, just on the squad, it is quite a different squad, but you guys have done really well this season compared to the other 3 clubs that have gone down, Plymouth mid-table and Walsall and Scunthorpe are really struggling. Is it the fact that it is being so freshened up is why do you think you guys are sort of starring compared to maybe the other clubs that have come down from the high level?
No, we just concentrate on ourselves. We went about the work and how I saw it that needed it to be addressed, and we were fortunate with the support that we received off both Julian and Stefan to be able to manoeuvre the squad around a little bit, especially towards the end of the window, and bring in the players that we've managed to do that. Then it's about creating the right environment, which we feel that we've tried to do this season, and the players have settled into that, and they know what's required of them, both with the ball and without the ball. And I think the relationship with the supporters is a massive one, and the reconnection, if you like, with them has played a massive part. The players feel part of the club when they've got that backing.
Yeah, that's great, exactly. I think that's what you need. Just finally from me, you mentioned like Shane and Dylan Connolly and that earlier. You've got so many attacking options in the centre and out wide, especially when everyone's fit. Is that a nice selection headache to have, or is it difficult to keep them all happy? Almost?
I would like them all to be fit to give me that potential problem. Unfortunately, we seem to have one fit, one not fit, and then when you get one back, then somebody else has dropped out. But look, listen, the more attacking threats that you have at your disposal, the better it is for you. It does cause problems in terms of trying to get sleep at night and waking up very early, but that's part of the job, and we just got to keep going, and hopefully, like I say, Shay's back in contention for the next league game.
Brilliant stuff, thanks a lot, Gary.
Mentioning Dylan Connolly,
Yeah.
obviously he needs match fitness,
Yeah.
which is minutes. So does the postponement next week, is that the downside of it, that players can't get those minutes?
Certainly, yeah. I think it is that's the disappointing thing, that once you get into a rhythm, not even the ones that need minutes, the ones that are regularly playing, you want them to stay in that rhythm, and to do that is obviously by playing games. So from our point of view, any cancellation, the other week at Macclesfield, it gave us time to free a couple up, or we wanted to get back at it straight away, and unfortunately we weren't. But it's part and parcel of a long season, and you have to ride these out.
I suppose this time though you've got longer notice, so you can make plans for it.
Yes, exactly. But obviously we've got the game on Saturday. We can then play on Tuesday against Rochdale in the leasing.com. So from our point of view, the next couple of games we're playing against higher opposition, and it'll be a great couple of games for us to put a measure in terms of how far we have come. We're looking forward to that, and then we'll see where we are at the end of those two games. I would think the EFL then will have got together with certain secretaries at clubs and looked at where we can fit games in, and we'll address that then. If we need to make a little change or tweak to the programme, we'd certainly look to do that. And, there is always the possibility then of arranging a game just to, like I say, keep in that rhythm.